Our ways are of old world. We will not be forgotten.
What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about a huge follow-up to the super Easter egg in Cold War Zombies, some heavy setup for the next Treyarch game, and even some details that you may have missed. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and make sure you have notifications on and stay up to date with everything going on in Cold War Year 2, Warzone, Modern Warfare 2, and any other future Call of Duty as well. Real quickly, we have some hackers over on Twitter confirming that zombies camos in Vanguard are now popping up over in Warzone. Not officially yet, but they have now been added to Warzone, which means maybe by Reloaded or at some point relatively soon, we're going to end up getting camo support over in Warzone for those out there that grinded Dark Ether in Der Anfang or Terra Maledicta. So I know you guys are probably like, skip Vanguard, who cares, talk about Cold War, and yeah, I get it, we're getting to that right now. So first and most definitely foremost, we have the super Easter egg here in Cold War Zombies, and it was solved rather quickly right when it got added to the game. We were hunting on the round-based maps, the outbreak regions, and we couldn't find much apart from this new little area that was added towards the top of Zoo, and it is a little area that features some ritual podiums and the ability for you to enter the Pact. And this is for people who've already completed the 6 main quests in Cold War, so upon interacting with this, you'll get a really cool looking animation as you can see on screen, and after doing that, you'll then unlock 12 exclusive emblems, a calling card, 15,000 XP, the ability to spawn in with a purple rarity weapon, and even this cool looking watch which tracks all your headshots, and it's listed as season 9, which is hilarious, right? But something is better than nothing. I believe they chose purple rarity for your starting weapon because they're probably encouraging you to still do the Ether Tool quest in Outbreak. Technically, you could have an orange weapon by round 1 if you do get that quest spawned into your region. Now, we're all aware that Black Ops 4 didn't get a super Easter egg of any sort, not even a sticker for completing all quests, so at least we got something here in this game, despite it taking quite a few months to get this in. This probably would have been added to the game after Forsaken came out. They didn't have to work on Vanguard Zombies for Sledgehammer. Now, I'm not considering the emblems the true reward of this quote-unquote super Easter egg. I'm not gonna lie, right? Emblems are fairly pointless, and I know the emblems themselves are just the character icons when they speak to you in some of our round-based maps. I get that. They're not anything too special, but the real reward here is the purple rarity weapon, which could go a long way, especially on Surge 1 of Onslaught if you spawn in with your preferred loadout, and most definitely in Outbreak or round-based, so you can save a hell of a lot of salvage on upgrading your weapon, and you can save that and put it towards other kill streaks, other equipment, or upgrading the rarity of a different weapon entirely. And the thing is, at the end of the day, Treyarch CM even tweeted out after we solved this that it is just their small way to say thanks for playing. So the tweet confirms it is a small way to say thanks for playing. It was not meant to be this big event or this big Easter egg, but of course, it was definitely hyped up to be. You could blame YouTubers like myself for hyping it up. I get it. I totally get where you guys are coming from, because we just got emblems and a purple rarity weapon and some other cosmetics that you might not use. I totally get where you guys are coming from. They make that very clear. And the way it was originally presented in Treyarch's original tweet when they talk about the super Easter egg is that you would unlock 12 or excuse me, a dozen different rewards and even a permanent upgrade. That is still objectively true. We did get a dozen rewards and a permanent upgrade, but the way they made it out to be was that it was 12 different or unique rewards that may hold some value. And that's why I came up with this concept art, as you will see on screen, of what could have been the dozen or so rewards for doing all the quests, and nothing was too outrageous on this concept art apart from maybe the 25,000 points or the idea of seeing the Ruka bunker as a round-based map. Other than that, it's a pretty reasonable piece of concept art as to what a dozen rewards could look like for a year 2 DLC, right? Because this isn't something they worked on during year 1 at all. It's kind of like an afterthought for this second year of content. This is what they had time to make, and even Foxhound, who works over at Treyarch, went ahead and called people out for overhyping themselves, considering this a super Easter egg, which they never referenced at all. They never called it a super EE, but by definition, at least what I consider a super EE, is just a reward or something for having done all of the main quests. And we've gotten stuff like that in the past. Black Ops 1 Big Bang Theory, Black Ops 2 Buried Endgame, Black Ops 3 the RK5 and the Primus Rules calling card, and then Infinite Warfare, Director's Cut, World War II, a charm and a zombie skin. We've always gotten something, except for Black Ops 4, for doing all of the quests, so that's that's why I think a lot of us out there felt a little clickbaited by the original marketing from Treyarch, and trust me when I tell you, I understand your frustrations. Now, I'll also add that I do consider a purple rarity weapon more useful than the RK5 ever was in Black Ops 3. I'm not trying to start a war in the comments saying, oh my god, BO3 sucks, or oh my god, Cold War's so much better. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying I do prefer a purple rarity weapon, but I'm of course not going to rank this quote-unquote super Easter egg over something like Director's Cut in Infinite Warfare. I just can't do that, and I'm sure you guys can't either. I hope you get where I'm coming from with this commentary, and to really make things clear based on how many quests you've completed, if you go up to this podium, here's how the breakdown works. So the rarities are from 1 to 3 based on the Easter eggs you've already gotten done before. So you'll get level 1, which is green rarity, if you've done at least 3 Easter eggs. Now you'll get a blue rarity weapon if you've done 4 to 5 Easter eggs, and then you'll get purple for having done all 6. That's the breakdown that I've been seeing posted all over the internet for people who did go up to this podium on Zoo after having done only a couple of main quests. Now, if you guys are also wondering why Zoo was the region they selected to put this podium on, I think it made sense to put this in Outbreak, considering that's Treyarch's new baby. That is the future of zombies as we know it. Not getting rid of round base, but this is something they'll definitely expand upon a lot more in their next game with having this open world sandbox type experience, right? That's just what it is, and Zoo is also the only zombies exclusive region in Cold War. Treyarch confirmed when Outbreak first came out there would be a zombies exclusive region in which we all speculated could be Green Run or something else, ended up being Zoo. This would have played great in Fireteam, but since we already have a Zoo map in 6v6 multiplayer that's nothing like the region, they figured, yeah, we already have a Zoo in MP, let's just keep this Zoo for zombies only. So that's fair enough. I guess that's why they went with that, although I think the Zoo region could have also played pretty well in at least combined arms 12v12. That would have been cool to see, but I'm happy with what we got regardless. Now, something else also got solved a couple of hours after people had already cried online about their distaste for this super Easter egg, and it's a series of masks that you can find across all the regions apart from Zoo. And the point of these masks is to guarantee you a Zoo spawn as your next region upon interacting with the mask itself. So for whatever reason, if you can't play Outbreak Collapse, if they ever get rid of it, or you just don't want to select Zoo as your region in Collapse, because you could do that and just go straight to the podium to get your rewards. If for whatever reason you want to play regular Outbreak to go interact with the podium, then no matter what region you spawn in on, there will be a mask laying in specific locations that are typically in the center of each region. I'll put all of them on screen so you can see. I know a couple of them were already found while I was still streaming, and then I managed to find the location on Collateral with my squad, Cajun and Shone, and then a couple of hours after that, people found the spawns for Duga and Alpine, and yeah, they were a little hard to find, but now we have all the locations for those out there that may just want to guarantee Zoo as their next spawn, regardless of the super Easter egg, but maybe you just like Zoo that much and want to spawn there as soon as you can. Now, what's also cool about this entire update for Year 2 Zombies is that there are some story implications for what they've added. Now, there are very specific quotes that you'll hear upon interacting with the podium to enact a pact, and even when you interact with those masks to teleport to Zoo, you'll hear quotes like, "You will learn more in time, we will be watching, it is done," and also, "Our ways are of the old world, we will not be forgotten." So with those quotes, you could be like, okay, who is actually saying these things and why are they referred to as we? So it's a group of people saying that. There's obviously a lot of theories about Zealot Sparagamos, who did create the Crystal Axe, I believe, on Forsaken. Could be him that may play a large role in the next Treyarch game. Could be the return of the old ones after Zykov was captured. And I definitely think the ending of Vanguard Zombies will definitely have some serious implications as to who the villains will be in the next Treyarch game as well. So something to do with the old gods, that's probably what this is, but it's a cool little teaser for what is to come with the Dark Ether storyline. I have, however, seen some very interesting theories that it could be Dr. Monty or the Shadowman, and I personally believe that ship has already sailed and that Craig Houston has no interest in bringing those people back, even though it would be interesting to get a follow-up to those characters, and I'll be down for it if they do it. I just don't think that's what they're going for at all with this new rebooted universe. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We'll see what happens in the next couple of years, but I'm very curious as to who these people are. Who do you think they are? Down below in the comments, let me know. But we also have the Abomination, which was added into Outbreak, so you'll just see him maybe casually walking around across your regions, maybe even during a holdout objective or anything else that you're doing. But there's also the HVT Red Abomination, as you see beautifully emphasized in tonight's thumbnail. Thank you to Fajardi for whipping that up for me tonight. It is absolutely incredible. He'll be tweeting it out very soon on his Twitter, show him some love. The only problem with the HVT Abomination is that it's very hard to find. Let me know if you've been able to find find him in the comments. I've gotten the eliminate objective quite a few times, and I've been getting manglers, mimics. He's hard to come across. It may take you a few restarts before you actually find him, which is unfortunate, but with that, I don't think the HVT Abomination is in Onslaught Containment, unless you guys have seen him and I just have had really bad RNG, but he's there now. Unless he's bugged out, it looks like he is finally in Cold War Zombies and Outbreak specifically. Let's wrap up this video. We also have a tweet from Lee Ross, right? And this came out of nowhere and was tweeted on the same day the Super Easter Egg was added, in which he was praising the Super Easter Egg in Infinite Warfare, saying that that's the best thing that's ever been done for zombies, and I can't disagree. The Super Easter Egg definitely was powerful. It was unique and never been done before in zombies, and it still stands out to this day as one of the coolest cross-map Easter eggs that has ever been accomplished in gaming history. So yes, I will give him that, but the fact that it was tweeted on that day just felt a little weird to me, as if it was just meant to throw a little bit of shade that, haha, Treyarch has done anything as cool as Infinity Ward did during Infinite. And sure, right, I guess it's fair for him to be really proud of the work they did, but to me, all that tweet did was just create more divide in the community, more hate towards Treyarch, that they quote-unquote let us down with this update, even though I knew from the get-go this was never meant to be an update on that scale, like Director's Cut, like with a giant boss fight. It was never meant to be that, but Kevin Drew at Treyarch even replied to Lee Ross's tweet, mentioning that they will like to top that in their next game. So I think whenever Treyarch actually has time to make a game with no rush, with no development hell, with no interruptions having to help other studios out, if they get a full 3 to 4 years, they could definitely do something even bigger than Director's Cut, without a doubt. They just haven't had the chance to do that, and Black Ops 4 may have been the game they wanted to try that with the cross-map Easter egg featuring secret rooms I talked about in our last video. That may have been the start to something that got scrapped, and Cold War Zombies at least does something and offers a reward at all. I'm happy with that, but in terms of a Director's Cut level quest, they're gonna need some time to get something going like that. But as a reminder too, year 2 is far from over. There is so much content left in store for this game, but in terms of zombies specifically, Wonder Weapon support for Onslaught, it's plausible, definitely possible to see in the future. Adding the Cerberus and Crystal Axe to Outbreak, never say never, because they may have time to do that at some point when they're not working on Vanguard. And there's also the 11 unreleased Onslaught maps, which could pop up any day now. They're all done and ready to go. So like I said, never say never with extra zombies content, specifically if multiplayer or bundles are not your cup of tea. Now for those out there that were hoping Pumpkinhead zombies would return in Cold War, we have confirmation from Kevin Drew where he says, and I quote, "Unfortunately no, the Hallows Eve LTM was part of that specific seasonal event. Holiday Onslaught came back because we are cycling through all the Onslaught LTMs for PC and Xbox players so they can experience them. We hope to have similar LTMs like that next game though." And what's funny is that's kind of what I thought was the case anyway, right? Onslaught LTMs should be experienced by all players out there, and unfortunately Xbox and PC couldn't see any of them last year, so that explains why Holiday Onslaught is back. But when it comes to the Pumpkinheads, at least we know they're considering something that cool and that overpowered for their next Call of Duty, which hopefully is the game they're dropping at some point in 2024. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the huge follow-up to the Super Easter Egg here in Cold War? What are your thoughts about the heavy setup for their next game, story-wise, and also how are you feeling about those mask locations across all of our regions? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.